Alrighty, so it's gonna be interesting to see what hits the ban board this time. This is gonna be yet another game. Ranch is gonna be playing on a completely different role, so he was ADC last time. So, actually, no, they won't. Sorry, they should have similar roles unless they're playing for position right now, which I guess they're actually doing. No, actually, they're actually playing a positional role. So Ranch is gonna be mid, Zoodaic gonna be mid. So both of these guys faced each other in the last game. They'll be facing each other this time. Zoodaic got the better of that matchup in the bot lane. Let's see if he's just as good a mid laner as he is a bot laner. He gonna be the takeaway, so deny from DraeGanks. First ban there. As TxAye throws away the first ban. Well done. Top tier move. That's an ego move. We don't need the ban. The other thing I guess is interesting kind of too is obviously with this being a tryouts, obviously you want to see what people can do. So is there the desire to deny certain picks away from certain people? Probably gonna hit the ban board. Let's see what else they want to deny, or TxAye just ego and says, nah, we don't need this ban either, fam.
You do say that, but they did ban out Saucy last game.
They did ban out Saucy last game. Yeah, that's gonna be the Sivir ban. So denying some of the safety there. Sivir, I think, is a pick that honestly I'm surprised we haven't seen more of, just because certain champions like Zeri and Sivir have been super strong, and Sivir is one of those champions that has a lot of safety with her shielding, and is a great team fighter. You know, being able to get the resets to get her ult off is pretty good. So I expect that we'll see more of that champion, especially now that Zeri is kind of weaker. Hopefully, we'll have a bigger mix-up of champions that come Worlds than a lot of the stuff we've been seeing. So we'll have to wait and see for. Could be denied there from T6. The top lane safety. He's going to lock in the Jack, so that means that he's got that top lane prio. That'll open up counter pick there on the red side. Unless TxAye wants to go ahead and lock in the tank. Is familiar with the Gnar, is familiar with the Aatrox. And does generally like tanks like Ornn and Sion. So, but Caitlyn going to be the pickup there for PhoSure. They want to pair this with. If they want to lock in their support right now, it would be good to lock in at 1-2 and maybe pick jungler on 3. Or if maybe they just want to try and isolate a lane right now and go ahead and pick for top lane. Warwick going to be coming out for DraeGanks, so that jungler there. I like this Jarvan hover. I think it's a pretty good answer to what Warwick wants to do. This is a champion that we've been seeing more, especially when Poppy is not in the game, especially early. It's a pretty good jungler whenever you don't have prio on some of the other ones like Viego, or you don't have access to something like the Sejuani or Olaf or anything like that. So pretty good pick. I like it. Scales really well into the mid game. Obviously, once it gets to late game, falls off. But is an enabling pick. You play it mostly for the Cataclysm and just the CC that it provides you. Shen going to be the pickup there for TxAye. So interesting that he didn't pick himself a counter pick, knowing that the Jax is going to go into the top lane. But obviously, we'll have to see how he does. Didn't have a super great performance on that champion last time. Struggled a lot into the Volibear. Was definitely going to get traded. And that's only going to be worse into a top laner that is designed to counter him. So interested to see what they'll do with this one. Final bans. Lulu going to be taken away there, so to deny Caitlyn any kind of safety. Renata as well. The signals that they want to play an engaged support there on the side of the blue team. So it could be something like Nautilus, could be Leona. So expect another Enchanter ban. Yumi going to hit the ban board as well, so they definitely want to deny any kind of healing and shielding there. Do they just ban away the Seraphine here? Deny Caitlyn any kind of trade there. This is going to be the Victor denial, though. So that means that Ranch not going to have access to that somewhat easy mid laner to play. Final pick predictions here. So obviously still need to lock in a mid laner and a support. What does Ranch want to play? Does play the Renekton mid, but is going to wait to see what that mid lane pick is going to be. So they're going to save that counter pick for Ranch. Bard to lock in there. Bard, not a champion we see a lot of, is kind of vulnerable in the draft in terms of things you can't pick into it. So interested to see what the blue side wants to play. They could lock in Nautilus. Alistar would be pretty good. Braum, pretty good as well, given the abilities. Azir going to be locked in for Zoodaic. So that's the mid lane pick there. Giving themselves quite a bit of damage and some decent engage. Azir is going to be a champion that scales pretty well in late game. So I like that, given the comp that they have. So far, it makes sense. And yeah, that is going to be the Seraphine lock-in, so just going to stacking those heals and shielding on top of Seraphine, going to give them some additional sustain. So what does Ranch want to play here? Does he want to go for a sort of closer range mid laner? Does he want to try and pick Control Mage? Vex still up. Could go Rise if he wanted to. Quirky Hover there. This is the classic matchup. We've seen this so many times in professional play, so many times in collegiate play. But it's just going to lock in the Sylas. I like that. It's a pretty good pick, especially given the amount of ultimates that are there on the blue side to steal. That champion just makes a lot of sense given the draft. It's also a champion that has a lot of self-agency creation, so it means that you can set your own plays up and that you're going to be pretty useful in the team fights, especially late game. Sylas, that magic scaling going to be pretty nice as well. Also gives them decent damage mix. So he's going to be the sole source of magic damage really on the side of that red side team. Yes, Bard does do magic damage, but you're not going to win a game through Bard, running people down and autoing them. So the Sylas kind of being that sole source of that AP is going to be pretty good. Similar thing on the blue side. The only problem is, though, is that Seraphine, while she does do good damage in the late game, really you're just playing her for that heals and shielding that she's going to provide. They are almost all AD, so that's a little bit of a problem, which makes itemization pretty easy on the side of the red team. So you can just continue to stack armor and get some of the slowing going on. You can build things like Frozen Heart, Caitlyn, can look to try and itemize around that, knowing that she's going to have squishier members to deal with. Bard will be able to get something like Rylai's, in order to get the slows and doing that AoE damage. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are on to the Rift for the Sam Houston 2022 Fall Tryouts game number 2. We switched up the teams. We've added a couple people here that weren't here earlier. Now we should just be able to see the results of the draft. I think a much better drafting from a lot of these players than the last game. Obviously, you're gonna have different play styles, but I think it's kind of cool to see the improved drafting. Obviously, the kind of higher level of thought into how the team comps want to play out. So again, it's always interesting to see that. Is not working the way I wanted to. There we go. Full expectation early game should be on the blue side. Jarvan, I think, is going to be the faster ganker. His pathing is a little bit easier. Warwick going to kind of struggle to get around some of these angles. It is more difficult for him to get access to the lane and to get on some of the carries. So Jarvan, again, going to be doing quite a bit of work, I expect, in the early stages of this game. It's really going to come down to which lanes have prio. I expect it to be top lane just because Jax is going to be that ever-present pushing problem there for the side of the blue team. Obviously, TxAye will be able to kind of sustain with the grasp on the Shen, but it is going to be difficult. It's difficult to win trades against a level 2, level 3 Jax. So I think it's going to come down to, for that matchup, who gets that level 2 first. If Shen gets it, then he can buy himself some time, can kind of get the early push. But if T6 manages to zone him off the wave and get that early prio, then it will just be Jax dominating that lane, and that could signal Sweaty to come up there. The other matchup I'm really excited to see when we're talking about tryouts, especially with the different roles. Zoodaic and Ranch were on different roles in the last game. They were both bot laners. Zoodaic ended up getting the better of that one on the Aphelios. Just managed to kind of out damage Ranch's Ezreal in that one. But admittedly, Ranch, his role is the mid lane. That's always been his kingdom, and he's always had impressive performances, even in the worst of times. Sorry. For the Sam Houston mid laner. So again, just interested to see what he's going to break out. Opted to go into the Sylas, so we'll be at a range disadvantage against the Azir. So we'll be kind of just forced to navigate that matchup as well as he can. Zoodaic going to get the early level 2, going to continue to zone Ranch off some of the farm, and to shove him in. And yeah, there's that early level 2 that we were talking about for T6, and going to be forced to dash on out of there. Ends up getting it off of the XP that he was hovering around, but not enough in time to contest the wave. And that's what we should expect to see. His chain's going to land on top of Zoodaic. He's trading right now. Ends up getting the worst end of it, though. Ranch going to have the health advantage right now, but is having to farm underneath the tower, so is slowly just losing some of that gold. Level 3 for both of these guys. No ignite on either. Warwick is here. It's going to be the chain step on top of Zoodaic. Has the ability to get on out of here unless he stays too long, and he's just going to drop first blood. Yeah, Ranch is going to pick that one up in the mid lane. That was a bit of an overstep there by Zoodaic. Just not realizing that Ranch could, in fact, trade on of him multiple chain stuns there. It was enough to give him that early first blood, so he's going to be feeling pretty good on that. And Dre is trying to stay active right now. Is going to land the counter-strike, or he's going to use it to stay safe. Rather, not going to land it. Landing it only counts if you get the actual counter-strike on it and you get the stun, so it doesn't technically count as landing it. But he's going to use it to stay safe. Sweaty, though, going to have early prio on this Jarvan, so is going to be clearing out his camp, so we'll have the level advantage at least momentarily. Is going to ping down onto that Krug. Sorry, onto that, not the Krug, the Crabber. But they're not going to let this go. Yeah, Sweaty's a little too low for that. Didn't have a healthy clear, so this just should mean that the Crab is going to go his way. So Dre going to be picking up both of those. He'll then go and clear out his final bot side camp and reset, make his way back towards the top lane. So going to be feeling pretty good. No assist on that Warwick right now for the time spent, but did get first blood, or did watch first blood go over to his laner, so that'll feel pretty good. And Ranch now, knowing that he has the small itemization lead right now, as it only is the Dark Seal for Zoodaic right now, knows that he can just continue to try and push this out a little bit. Does still have access to the summoners, both of those guys in the mid lane though, so we'll be interested to see how they try and play this out. And I think Zoodaic not quite playing to the range that he can, and his Ranch just going to walk around, going to continue to land a stun there. He is dropping down, gets the level up though, so gets the empowered chain, the level up there. Is getting fairly close to 6 as we continue to see him farm. And Zoodaic going to be continuing under pressure now after that mid lane gank. Is going to be a level disadvantage right now. Is still just trying to farm underneath the tower, trying to poke Ranch, trying to do anything he can to persuade him. We'll tick over to 5 now. But again, just going to be continue to be behind the curve on that one. Now, Sweaty is here. They don't necessarily know that he's here, but it's not a great health trade right now. Full summoners here on the bot side. That's going to be the knock up on top of Lyros. Flash to get into the bard portal. PhoSure going to be exhausted up. Going to be a teleport committed there by Ranch. What else do they want to do? It's going to be the stun up there, and this could be the turn and burn. Ranch is here. Hanebado going to get slowed out. Flash forward. Going to land on top of the Seraphine. Flash out from him. Can he manage to get away, though? Ranch is hunting, and now this will just be Hanebado. He's going to try and pop the spell shield. Ranch waits all the way. One more chain would do it. Does he want to go underneath the turret? Going to land the W, and that's going to be the double kill. And now Ranch making his presence felt on this Rift. He's going to start to feel really good. Red side mid laner. Walking away with a lot of money, and that's going to feel bad for Zoodaic. He's going to go ahead and back, and yeah, that's a moment where you're thinking, Team Flame's like, guys, no, don't feed the Sylas. And its advantages all across the map right now. TxAye stabilizing in that top lane after being shoved in early. Has a level, or yeah, does have a bit of an experience lead right now. Has a CS lead, so it's going to be feeling pretty good. Shoving that wave into the turret T6, going to be forced to farm underneath it. We'll pick all of those up, though, so he doesn't lose hardly anything. Ping's coming down, showing that DraeGanks is gone. Going to place a ward there in the bot lane. DraeGanks going to continue to farm up those wolves. Jarvan going to be punished for the time that he spent in that bot lane. Now it's CS advantage again still in DraeGanks' favor, and significant gold lead, and yeah, that's going to be about 2,000 gold on that Sylas, or almost 3,000 gold on the Sylas. A significant advantage in the mid lane, and that's going to be rough for Ranch. He's going to have to continue to deal with that. Again, just proactivity. Very, very bloody early game from the side of the red team. That's exactly what Ranch wants. He wants to continue to cause chaos, try and find ways to push his individual lead, and now that he's going to have permanent prio in that mid lane, it should just mean that he'll be able to kind of go where he wants. Is PhoSure going to get stunned up in this bot lane? Is going to use the heal to get away, but won't die. Didn't have access to the flash, so if they committed a little bit more, might have been able to knock that ADC down, but not going to commit in the end. Sylas, again, continuing to have permanent prio in that mid lane means he gets to roam. Zoodaic just trying to farm up the Krugs right now to augment a little bit of his own farm and just get some gold. No priority on the Drac for either of these teams right now. I think they're both content to just kind of sit back and wait to see what happens. Wait to see their bot lane for the red team to continue to get prio. Shove this wave out, pick up some of this farm, and then once they have the wave shoved out again, they can look to make a play for this. As DraeGanks, again, continuing to be on the top side and denying farm, is going to steal the blue buff away from Sweaty. As PhoSure going to get tagged up underneath the turret, but he'll be okay. Bard there to keep him safe. And I like the respect that PhoSure and Lyros are paying to this bot side of the blue team right now, knowing that they don't have their jungler around, not knowing exactly where Sweaty's going to be, although he was spotted on that top side ward. So just respect that they don't necessarily have the push right now, and they're a bit weaker. That being said, Sweaty is only level 4 right now. It's going to be the stun up, a little bit of a slow to buy time. Chain's going to miss from Ranch, so they will just walk over to this dragon. As Sweaty, again, not even able to get the Krug. He's just going to be denied everything. Ranch should just be the one to pick that up. Collect that gold, collect that experience. So should be feeling pretty good right there. Top lane matchup. Texas continuing to just be a nuisance for this. Jarvan is going to land the sword, but is taking the losing side of this trade. Jax doesn't have access to the Grand Challenge. We'll try to jump in, though. One more auto would do it. Spirit's Refuge buying a little bit of time. Counter-strike. Flash forward, gets the stun. Yep, that's all it takes. TxAye getting caught out a little bit there with the low health. Zoodaic, though, getting punched underneath the turret. And DraeGanks is going to finish this one off. Doesn't have access to the ultimate. T6, he can turn this if he lands the right counter-strike. Gonna be a jump in. Texas just wants to try and trade a little bit of auto. Dre gonna be forced to use the flash out from T6, and he is gonna drop at the end. That's gonna be level 6, and now Dre gonna be feeling pretty good about that one. 1-4 in kills right now. About a 2,000 gold lead for the red side team. So yeah, sitting nice and pretty in this early game. Gonna be feeling pretty good. And I'm not sure why T6 stayed. I think it was just a massive overstay there. You know, got the kill, could have just went ahead and walked on out, could have got back underneath turret and backed on the gold and come back up to the top and continue to do what he was doing, but just overstayed and got punished for it. Now, the only problem right now is that this blue side team can't actually start the dragon just because they don't necessarily have a whole lot of vision as to where DraeGanks is right now. Could have just went ahead and run down bot lane. They will see him coming towards this mid lane, but this means that Sweaty can't really do anything right now because they don't have Prio bot lane pushing in against them. So you're just going to continue to be the recipient of this pressure. Sylas just going to go ahead and shove out the mid lane and then make his way over to Dragon. So that should be that objective going to the red side team. Is T6 again trying to get something done. TxAye, though, just does not win these trades. Is going to have to jump in from T6. Cannot continue to fight the Jarvan in his own side. Sorry, can't continue to fight the Jax his own side. It's going to be this stun up here from Zoodaic. It's going to flash out, so that's going to be that summoner used there for the blue side mid laner. And Sweaty just trying to flag and drag his way out of there. Ultimate committed there. Drake's going to miss. Flash out from Sweaty, though, so that should just mean there's no contest on this dragon. Drake has access to the Cataclysm, so can choose to go in anytime he wants. The blue side bot lane going to try and shove this out. He's coming down onto the dragon. No one making a move on that objective just yet. TxAye going to continue to keep T6 occupied. He's going to go ahead and back. We'll have the teleport available to get involved in any kind of bot lane skirmish, but with the dragon being started up now and no teleport committed just yet, yeah, he's going to stop the back. So this will just be the early Drake going over to red side. No level 6s there on the side of the flying to where they would be able to contest that. So no battle song there available for Seraphine. So that will be the other dragon going into the pockets of the red side team. They'll feel happy about that. Sylas can continue to shove out the mid lane. Now, for blue side, obviously the early game has not gone the way they wanted to, and I think that's really difficult for this Jarvan to kind of navigate. Now he's got a 2-level disadvantage to the Warwick, which is going to feel pretty bad, but they do have options. There's some spikes that they can look to try and play around. Once Zoodaic finishes his first item, once Sweaty reaches 6, they can look to try and gank this top side and continue to try and accelerate T6 on this on this Jax, and that's going to be something that's going to be a win condition for them because Jax really doesn't have too many opponents that he's worried about on the side of the red team. I mean, it's going to take someone like a combined Sylas and Warwick gank with Shen Stand United put on top of it to really kind of stop him once he starts to get these items. Is going to be going for that Blade of the Ruined King as well, so that early dueling item going to be trying and get online there for that Jax, so it gives him quite a bit of power in some of these top lane skirmishes. It's going to be interesting to see whether or not he'll build the Hull Breaker to continue to try and get some of these early trades. Zoodaic may get caught out right now. Lyros is here. Not going to sidestep the ulti. And yeah, that's going to be the Shurima shuffle for not a whole lot. Jarvan going to try and jump in right now. Sand Soldier's activated. Ranch doesn't have the access to ultimate right now, but this should just be the Rampage going on for Ranch. Do they fancy themselves to get a kill onto the Jarvan? Yeah, he's going to be stunned up underneath the turret, and he's going to drop as well. Another double kill for Ranch, and this should just be the Herald start for the red side team. Fantastic response there. They want to try and knock down PhoSure if they can. Flash available. He wants to just try and not blow the summoner if he can avoid it. Ultimate going to go wide. PhoSure continuing to walk out of this one. Uses the heal for now. Flash burned in the end, but Flash traded for Hanebado, who was getting hit by that turret. One more shot, I think, would have done it with PhoSure being there. Did have access to the shot. Yep, and PhoSure going to continue to get the better of these trades right now. Hanebado forced to back off, or could get Caitlyn ulted in that one, so yeah. Just trying to shove in the wave, trying to keep Caitlyn occupied underneath this turret, but that's really difficult to do even at the best of times for sure. Just going to heal up a little bit, and then go ahead and back. And even despite the pressure that Seraphine and Sivir have continued to put on that bot lane, it is still a very minor CS lead for PhoSure, so he's going to be feeling pretty happy there. And especially knowing that the rest of his team is winning across the map, you're more than happy to just absorb that pressure, sit back, farm underneath turret. Yes, it costs you a couple of your summoners, but you know that the Sylas is going to be huge in the next couple of minutes. And credit to Zoodaic to staying on level with this Sylas right now, but he is just going to get killed in the mid lane again. Shurima shuffle through him backward into the Warwick. Yeah, hate to see it. And he's just going to continue to suffer in this lane. There's just nothing that Sweaty can do right now to try and respond to that. Herald going to go down in the mid lane, so that will be that mid lane turret falling. TxAye going to dash out to not get counter-struck, but it may not be enough in the end as T6 going to continue to try and land the autos. Going to flash forward, but no, TxAye is going to win the end on that one. One final auto did it. The stun up as well onto the taunt was enough to buy him a little bit of time. Yep, this is going to be 2 mid lane turns going the way of Ranch. Going to be feeling pretty good about that one. Not going to be able to get the third charge. Smite's going to come down, make sure that doesn't happen. But that is so much gold in the pocket of that Sylas. This is absolutely not the character you want getting ahead. Lyros going to go ahead and get himself on out of there. That's PhoSure. Wanted to try and get the ward, wasn't able to do so. Yeah, and now if you are this blue side team, it's starting to get a little bit rough because the Sylas has been the recipient of all this gold, and this is the character that you're going to really struggle to kind of beat. As TxAye putting on his best axe right now. That is the Everfrost coming out, but wasn't enough to do much with that. Ranch going to steal away the Jax ulti, walk on out of there. So TxAye kind of just donates himself as a kill. Not sure why he did that. Could have just walked on out of there, but this is going to be the kill going over to T6. It does reset his gold, though, so that means that the Jax is worth something again. So, hey, maybe that was a strategic call. You know, just make Jax worth something so that Ranch can go up there and kill him again. You never know. No sweaty. Going to be there just in time to see his red buff go down. And with a 2-level disadvantage, this means DraeGanks will always win those trades. It's feeling pretty fearless there. Zoodaic acting like he wants to try and do something about that. It's going to be the Shurima Shuffle, but he has access to the ultimate. Going to be the Cataclysm coming down. He's going to get stunned, and now that will be 1 kill. There could be more. He's going to be jumping in. It's going to be the ultimate committed there from the Caitlyn. His ult from FlyingHamm, but that is only going to delay the inevitable. PhoSure is here now. That's already 2 kills not gone their way. Hanebado's going to drop. Stand United not going to end up mattering in the end to help with that one, but FlyingHamm will drop as well. 4 kills and their own side of the jungle, and this red team, 12 kills on the board, and they didn't even need Sylas for that one. Yeah, this game's starting to feel doomed already at the 14-minute mark. This Dragon will be uncontestable. They're going to reset, come back out of the map in 20 seconds, and blue side now really starting to feel the pain of this matchup. T6 is going to try and grab this turret in the top lane just to try and trade for something, and we'll have bounty gold on that one, so should be able to knock that objective down, but that is a paltry consolation prize. As Ranch going to come up here and deal with him, so teleport going to be committed here for the side of Azir. And Ranch feeling himself. Doesn't have access to the ultimate right now, though, but neither does Zoodaic, so this would be a losing trade. No mana on the side of T6. Ranch feeling pretty good. Is ticking right now. Pays for himself. Is going to land the Everfrost. Jumps down on top of it. Going to land the stun. One more chain will do it. Gets on top of that. Now Zoodaic just going to have to watch the Jax die. PhoSure now going to be caught in his bot lane. Gets the bot lane turret, but will sacrifice his life for it. Donates that goal over to Hanebado. But in the meantime, Zoodaic dropping on that Azir. They will lose the top lane turret, and so no matter what's happening across this map, red side continuing to trade upwards in all of these exchanges. To get that top lane turret, they're going to push onto the second one. But doesn't mean they're going to go for the dragon. They're not worried about that one. Yes, it is. You know, it is that Hex Tech dragon that's going to go over. Unless DraeGanks favors himself a jump over. No, not going to be able to get it. So objective bounty claim there as well as just getting the dragon. So will prevent any chance for the red team to do any kind of dragon stacking right now. But again, just consolation prizes. Just a little, you know, gimme freebie that they get for being on the right side of the map. Again, it just continues to feel like the late game win conditions of this blue side now feel so far away. Now, given how far behind they are, their carries have been ruthlessly hunted down. 1 and 2 on Hanebado on that Sivir. Zoodaic hitting at 0 and 5 has been ruthlessly hunted in the mid lane. It's just every time Ranch is seeing him, he's taking it like a personal insult. Like, yeah, you won that first game, but you won't win the second one. I took that loss a little bit on the chest there, so... Massive gold lead. Again, the majority of that gold lead is in the pockets of the Sylas. He is almost more than double the amount of gold that Zoodaic has. I mean, that is just an astronomical amount there. I mean, that is almost the entirety of that lead. Obviously, DraeGanks still has quite a bit of gold over Sweaty. Is sitting at level 11 to level 8. So about a 3-level lead there. So, and that's impressive to see on a jungler like that. When you make the most of the mid lane pressure that you have winning lanes. And, you know, there is that onus where you can't just kind of sit back and, you know, maybe let the game come to you, just relax. But no, DraeGanks has been active, has been working around the map to make sure that his winning lanes continue to stay that way. He's been playing around both the Shen and the Sylas and continuing to accelerate those gold leads. And I think that's a pretty good sign to see, knowing what your win conditions are, knowing the members that are going to be strong, and making sure that they stay that way. So, interesting to see what else they want to do. DraeGanks is here in this bot side. T6 wants to try and jump in on him. Ranch going to drop below half here in a second. He's going to land the Everfrost and walk his way out. It's going to be the jump in, and Ranch going to go ahead and steal the Jax ultimate. Has the stand united, and now they just want to go ahead and get on out of here. So it's going to be the taunt now on top of T6. Wants to try and jump his way out. Shurima Shuffle to buy a little bit of space, but what else can they get? Sivir ultimate not committed yet. Jarvan trying to flag and drag on top of DraeGanks. And again, the 5-on-5 not fully broken out yet. A couple of ultimates committed, 2 for the side of 1. And so, red side going to be feeling pretty happy about that. Back's not going to be stopped by PhoSure, so this will just be the bot lane siege. As Sylas going to go ahead and back, and will be able to teleport here. Is going to save the minion. Hanebado now, though, does he want to try and commit for this? TxAye gets caught wrapping around the back. T6 going to see him flag and drag just to follow up and make sure that the top laner stays safe. Again, the red side team not letting anything go, but that's going to be the ultimate taken again. Ultimate committed, double stun, and that's the double charm, and that's maybe the ultimate they need, because now they're going to try to get away. First one to off is going to be Hanebado, and this continued fight underneath the turret. Cataclysm will secure at least 2. Ranch's going to be the next one to fall. Pops the stasis. Flying, trying to cover so that way Zoodaic can continue to get the work done, but Ranch refuses to die. Zoodaic going to jump in, and he will pay with his life. It is a 1-4-4 in the bot side. Sorry, 1-4-5 as they end up knocking them all down. Ranch's going to be feeling pretty good. Lived for so long in that Cataclysm, they couldn't manage to knock that Sylas down. They're going to get this bot lane turret, and they're going to walk away with a hell of a lot of gold. Fantastic simulation of ultimates there. Ranch, again, managing to grab that clutch Seraphine ultimate, managing to stun up multiple members after Bard had already locked them in place, and just the follow-up was fantastic. Yes, the Cataclysm locking them within range of that turret didn't feel good, but they did manage to survive it for a long time. Popping that stasis on the side of TxAye, and really the only one that dropped in the end was DraeGanks. They're going to be feeling pretty good about that. Next Dragon in a minute 30. Colossal gold lead has continued to explode. 27-38, so that's more than a 10k advantage. And red team now going to be looking to put the finishing touches on this game. They have just been so impressive throughout these early stages of the game. As it is early, it's not even 20 minutes yet. We'll take over before this Dragon starts. So that means that the Baron objective will be there. They won't be able to get the second Herald, obviously, so it will just be the big purple worm coming up. But just impressive, and I think so far in this game, 10-0-3 on Ranch. Struggled on that Ezreal in order to kind of make that champion work, but was playing on an off roll. And you're seeing the strengths of this Sam Houston mid laner. Zoodaic might get caught here. Taunt not going to land. He's going to go ahead and Shurima over the wall with the Sand Soldier. But I mean, you don't want to oversing somebody's praises, but Ranch has just been so impressive on this Sylas. Again, this is a champion that's very much within his wheelhouse. So, the high level of play is to be expected, but having the kind of performance that he's having right now is just so impressive. And yeah, TxAye's going to try and get his way out of here, because now the Sylas is the better version of that Jax. He's going to continue to hunt the Jarvan down. There's no one that can go and help him. Lyros is just buying time, not allowing Hanebado and Flying to get over there. The chains are going to land. Counter-Strike not going to be enough to do anything yet just there. Hanebado's going to be here, going to pop the on the hunt. Now, what else do they want to do? Ranch, again, though, 3 levels over the ADC. What else do they want to get here? Unstoppable. Flash out from Ham, so now the ultimate not going to be committed there. On the side of DraeGanks, doesn't have it available. Going to be that shot going through, going to knock down Hanebado. Flying will be the next on there, and Ranch, he's even diving the inhibitor turrets, and there's just no safety for anybody onto this blue side team. TxAye's going to try and continue to chase after him, but Ranch is going to pop the stopwatch, knows that he's likely going to give his life here, but he is trading that. Oh, flash! Oh, the Shurima Shovel not going to land. Yes, they're going to get him, but that's an ego play. He's like, yeah, you may have got me, but I managed to get away, and you missed your ultimate, and that's a big play. If anything, is for sure going to take the portal there. That was a little bit risky there for a second, but no Cataclysm, so got lucky on that. No Cataclysm available for Jarvan. And yeah, just impressive leads right now. This should just be the Dragon start, so this will be the second Dragon going over to the red team. Even though Sylas is not up, it won't matter. They have pressure in all these lanes, so that bounty is going to be denied. In the next couple of minutes, those bounties are actually going to fall off, so the opportunities to try and suck up some of this gold across the rift are going to disappear for the blue team. The ways in which they can get back in this game, they are so reliant right now on Zoodaic landing the damage. Is 1-6-1 right now. Is going to go ahead and try and build that Hextech alternator, so might be trying to build the Shadow Flame. You have to expect. Already does have the Leandry, so to try and boost that damage, but I think it's a bit of a rough call, because he's trying to be that consistent source of magic damage on the side of his team. That way he can try and punch through some of the more mixed itemization there on the side of the red team. I mean, it is a Cosmic Drive and an Everfrost there on top of Sylas. Does have access to the Zonias right now, so we'll continue to have safety there. But I think Azir just wants to kind of continue to be that sole source of magic damage there. That way itemizing against him becomes very difficult. Lyros continuing to clear away some of these wards, continuing to make it very, very difficult for the blue side team to move through this jungle as they look to set up potentially on this objective. TxAye continuing to shove in the bot side, continuing to shove the waves out. They're going to jump in. He's going to try and trade on this one. TxAye, though, the only thing he needs to do is just occupy the Jax this time. And Counter-Strike not going to land on anything. And TxAye is more than happy to give his life here. Can't just continue to kite around the Jax, continue to waste his time, can walk underneath the turret. Counter-Strike is going to land. He's going to get it, but the teleport now would have to come out from the side of Jax. He has no way to get there. Bard ultimate going to buy a little bit of time. Jarvan going to be stunned up there. And now do they fancy themselves a fight? It is 4-on-5, but they should be able to win a teleport. Going to be committed now, but Jax might be a little too late. FhoSure going to get the first kill. Cataclysm to try and interlock a couple, but TP, he's just too late. like TxAye is just going to be there at the time to watch his team die. Hanebado trading with FhoSure, not going to be able to get it in the end. Stand and fight is the name of the game. FhoSure double kill, and this will be the teleport into the mid lane. This should just be the end of the game. Yes, the respawn timers are fairly low, but it's a Baron empowered Ranch, and he's going to land the ultimate there. Charm going to land on top of that. Fly and should just die exhaust just to buy a little bit of time, but it will do nothing other than send him straight to the fountain. This should just be the game. First inhibitor tower going to fall. First inhibitor going to fall. Teleport going to come out from Shen there, and yeah, even though the respawn timers are short, they have the Baron-empowered minions, they have the damage, they should just be able to knock the remaining of these towers down. Sweaty, last-ditch stand, doesn't have access to the Cataclysm, no ultimates there from which to fight with, is going to get stunned up, Rant's going to knock him down, sorry. Texas going to pick up that kill in the end. Now we're going to go down and play the game. You definitely have to feel this Ranch. Is he continuing to do the work, continuing to put damage into the Nexus, just continue to buy time. But Baron power minions means that they have plenty of space to work with. They're going to get chased out of the base right now, trying to jump in. D6 just wants to do something right now. I'm taking the portal over. Yep. A little bit of life bought for the side of the blue team right now. Dragon will be another 2 minutes, so let's see what they want to do with that. Going to be the full resets there for the entirety of the red side team. Yeah, and that base is officially cracked, and now the game becomes nearly unwinnable for the side of the blue team. They have so much work to do. Again, their carry's just not online. That is the Shadowfire. Sorry, Shadowflame going to be completed for Zoodaic, but that item, again, just not going to have the kind of usage it needs right now. The damage not behind it yet, and it feels like it is going to be a long way away for them to kind of get back in this game. What else can they do right now? I mean, it's going to be super minions pouring into the base here, at least in the mid lane. There'll be continued side lane pressure. I fully expect for people to go up into that top side, continue to try and knock that inhibitor down, and send Shen in that bottom lane. Again, the ever-present threat of this Sylas is Sweaty jumps forward. Completely the wrong ability. Didn't respect that Sylas was there. And yeah, he's going to drop in the mid lane, and that may be all they need to try and get in here. As Rant's going to go ahead and jump in. Hanebado going to be locked into the Cataclysm with the ever-terrifying Sylas. And you know who else is going to die? It's going to be Zoodaic. This Charm just trying to buy a little space. Texas is going to stop. TxAye is back, but that is going to be the double kill for the Sylas. And now this should just be commit onto the base. And it will fall. It's just going to be Shurima Shuffle just to be a little bit annoying. Dre just jumping over, and that is going to be the second game going towards the red side.